that was quite an amazing night. But unfortunately, we didn't realize at the time that what I was witnessing was his last hometown performance. Had he not passed, he would have had 2 shows, I believe, in Memphis in 1977 at the end of the tour that we didn't get to go on. So,
So how was it as a fan versus a fiance?
Oh, well, as a fiance, I got to sit on stage and watch. But no, it was great. I thought he did a wonderful job. I was just mesmerized, and all of us are fans, I was, and just to see him perform, I mean, he was great.
I'm sure for his hometown, you know how when you travel abroad and you come back home, you probably put a little extra in that show.
Would like to see me again. So George came by that time and picked me up. This was Saturday night. And this would have been the 20th, November 20th. So George drives me back to Graceland. We go inside and we just go straight upstairs, and George takes me into Elvis's bedroom. Elvis is seated on the bed wearing this navy blue one-piece, just zip-up, like a mechanic suit almost, what do you call it? Just a navy blue one-piece zip-up. And he had this big jeweled belt on, this big black jeweled belt with chains. And he's seated and he smiles at me and he gets up and he walks over. He had the TV on and he walks over and he turns off the TV and he goes, television destroys the art of conversation. And I started thinking back of the previous night and all the TVs that were in every room of that house and even on the ceilings. So I thought about the ring toss where you hit the little ball or something. And he won a big bird stuffed animal for me and a little pink panther, and he was doing some of those games. And of course, a group of people were with us. My sisters were with us at the time. But he loved the Zip and Pip and the roller coaster. And I grew up, I loved the fairgrounds. I go on every year when they had it. I believe it happened in September in Memphis. And it was me and Elvis, and I believe it was his stepbrother Ricky that squeezed in with us. We were in the very front car. And Elvis just loved that. Other people got in, and we stayed on that for about an hour and a half without getting off, just going up and down and up. And Elvis would try to stand up, and Ricky was like, no, because they had a bar there. A lot of people, a lot of times, would just put their hands in the air and try to, stand. But it was good to see Elvis get out and do that, and I think he had a really, really good time. His daughter Lisa's bedroom with Elvis at a point. He got up.
This was what, January?
This was January 26th, 1977. And he gets up and he goes into his bedroom, and he was gone for a while. So I got up and went to see where he was, and he was on the phone. So I came back, sat down. I figured he's doing some business. I kept hearing commotion, different people coming up and down the stairs, and a little time passed, and after a little while, Elvis, he comes in, he takes my hand, and we walk out of Lisa's room, and he goes into the back way of his dressing area, and he walks over through his bathroom. There was a chair in front of a window, and he has me sit in the chair, and Elvis turns to me and gets down on bended knee and starts saying unbelievably beautiful things. I've loved before, I've never been in love, I've been 60% happy, 40% happy. Never did I think I'd find it in my own backyard. And from around his back, he pulls out a green box, opens it, and there's this unbelievably beautiful diamond ring. And he goes, Ginger, I'm asking you, will you marry me? And this was on January 26th. I said yes. Maybe a big hug and kiss. I mean, it was amazing. Just all the things he said, what he did. We stepped outside. His cousin Billy Smith was there. His friend Charlie gave us a little small backgammon game as a gift, like a little engagement gift. I remember his stepbrother Ricky came in. They gave us hugs, and then Elvis and I were seated on the bed, and the ring was just beautiful. I remember he goes, damn, that looks like a car headlight. And so he'd asked me to hold up my hand, but he had his Aunt Delta come in, he had the maids come in, and I remember my hand was shaking, and he'd go, hold it up. And he was excited. He wanted to go show his dad. So, and his grandmother. We went downstairs first, showed his grandmother. She said she was happy for us. We go out the back door, cut across the field and the pasture out back, and go over to his dad's house. And his father hugged me. I can't explain it fully, but I always felt like I'm sure he had talked this over or said something to his dad at the time. I just got a feeling he knew. And then, not too long after that, we went over to my parents. Elvis wanted to go over to my parents' house, which I did too. And so we pull up. They're curious why we're standing on the front porch, you know. We go inside, and Elvis goes, "Show them the ring." And so.